proven wrong, but I rarely am. But I hope I'm right. I'm really becoming confident that this is absolutely, completely a massive criminal hoax on the part of the charlatans that run our planet. Another psychological operation. You have the Tea Parties that are bipartisan. 98% of Americans in major polls, 1,000-to-1 phone calls to Congress against the banker takeover. The banks are getting ready to take trillions and trillions more. They're stealing over $1.5 trillion a month. The American people are upset about the MIAC report and the Department of Homeland Security reports, saying Ron Paul supporters, libertarians, gun owners, people buying ammo, returning veterans are the number one enemy of Homeland Security, and that the federal government exists to basically suppress the American people. That was spreading like wildfire. The left was waking up. The spell they're under was wavering for a moment when they noticed that he was expanding the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, that he was protecting Bush on torture, on secret arrest, on rendition, on camps, that he was saying if you follow orders, it's okay, saying the Nazis were right, Nuremberg, and the Allies were wrong. His numbers were in free fall, dropping as many as 5 points last week, and then along comes a crisis so the government can grandstand and save us. It doesn't matter if the Army's own documents in mainstream news admits that Tamiflu, the antiviral drug, doesn't help you with the flu. They have armed convoys of National Guard and police all over the news guarding it. They have suddenly TV shows produced months ago air on every channel. I've confirmed at least 5 where people go to jail for not taking vaccines in different dramas, and people are fighting over flu shots, but only the CEOs get it under InfraGard, and so it's the illusion of, oh, I've got to fight to get it on the ship, trying to create a artificial run on what I call the Christmas toy phenomenon. As you know, they've caught companies staging fights for news cameras for a toy, then they put it on the news. You know, the channel will be owned by a subsidiary of the toy company, and then it becomes a national story, and then everybody's fighting and killing and paying $10,000, for a $100 toy. I've got to have the Tamiflu. I've got to have the bird flu shot. I've got to have the swine flu shot. I want it right now. I've got to have mask. It's all over. We're dead. What is the government going to do? Save us. Save us. But because the bioweapon release in 1918 with vaccinated soldiers at U.S. military bases killed 40+ million people, they've weaponized foot and mouth, because they've built 36 level 4 bioweapons labs across the country, because they're openly been caught sterilizing people and injecting people and killing people in thousands of chemical and biological and radiological tests. We have to take it serious when they come out and they say this could be a pandemic, and now they're saying it's going to be a pandemic. That just means that 5 nations have it, different regions have it. A pandemic, yeah, I mean, there's a pandemics every fall and every winter and every spring when people have colds or the flu. A pandemic just means a large portion of people get it. And so they've gone to level 6. I told you that Wednesday. They're now in Reuters yesterday and today saying, yes, we're about to go to level 6. Now, there is no doubt that this is a distraction for the real crisis. Chrysler going bankrupt yesterday, going into receivership. I've got a Chrysler vehicle. Isn't that nice? The Chrysler vehicles, Dodge, and others are all over the roads. That down in the next few months. And it's going into globalist receivership, and it'll be handed off to Bilderberg Group members. Just like the owner of Fiat He's in the film Endgame Blueprint for Global Enslavement. We got video of him in Istanbul. Chairman of Fiat, owner of Fiat, is one of the top Bilderberg Group members. And it's just going to be handed to him in bankruptcy court. They're going to chop General Motors up in little pieces and give a piece to this company, a piece to that company. They're going to give them bailout money to move to Brazil. Mexico is going under the rebellion. Most analysts were saying Mexico could, and then they say 100 dead, 200 dead, and then, oh, it's only 7 dead. But meanwhile, they're just warming up here with the fear-mongering, shutting down schools here and there all across the nation. Incredible amount of schools closed in Texas, California, New York. And then I'm being attacked by CNN. And what's the other one? MSNBC. So I'm going to go over all the martial law news and what they're pushing here in a moment. But I'm seeing this more and more. There was a CNN piece killing the conspiracy theorist website, prisonplanet.com, saying it's a genetically engineered virus, but that's ridiculous. All the experts say it's not. And that was yesterday, front page of CNN. Of course, there's experts and virologists and doctors all over the world, all over foreign news, major newspapers saying this is clearly engineered, came out of the wrong hemisphere, wrong time of year. These viruses have pedigrees, like if you own a French bulldog, or you own a Doberman, or you own a Mastiff, or you own a Chihuahua, and it's got papers. They know who the great-great-granddaddy was, and they know who his great-great-granddaddy was. Well, these viruses, it would take at least a decade. I was on there with a virologist yesterday on Press TV. Super virus, but only super in that it has a long incubation period, sheds for a long time, and clearly does infect a large portion of people that get it, but it's extremely mild. If you're a hemophiliac child, prematurely born, it may be able to kill you because you don't have much of an immune system and because you got tiny lungs and you're sick. And that's who this stuff's killing. Well, a common cold kills them too. Now, what's scary is Napolitano said, well, this may peter out in a couple of weeks, but the next one's coming soon. It's going to be the big one. And I agree with them. This is a beta test. They've been beta testing their federalization. Look at how they announced last week. Oh, we're just federalizing the state police in Arizona, and all these other cities are getting rid of their police forces and saying the U.S. Army will be their police force in Schenectady, New York, and the Army's in Tennessee. The governor says, well, you can't run checkpoints here. What are you doing? Shut up, Governor, we're doing it. And then it's in the newspaper, the Army's out and the Air Force is out running checkpoints, and they just announced, yeah, we're going to keep spying on everybody, and yeah, we're going to take control of the internet, and the Pentagon says we're going to start cyber attacking websites that criticize us inside the U.S., just openly announcing incredible felonies. And now they're attacking us. No doubt it's them. We've analyzed the attack. And this is sick. You guys, most of the military are great folks. That's why they've been listed as terrorists. They know the biggest candidate that got the most money of Barack Obama or anybody was Ron Paul from the military, and so you've been listed as terrorist. But they got these control freaks they hire, and they've got working for the military and private contractors that are attacking us and others, and they're working for the bankers. They had a top congressman come out yesterday, it's in my stack, and say the Congress is owned by foreign hijacking. And they know you're waking up. They can see that it's building up towards their arrest, them going to jail. The people waking up, overthrowing the New World Order, getting America back. And so they're going to create bird flu scares and swine flu scares. And if we really start